Peter Scully, born January 13th, 1963, is an Australian pedophile who was on trial in July 2017 in the Philippines for numerous crimes against children, including the production of sadistic child pornography, torture, rape, and murder. Yeah, he's that kind of fucked up dude. Welcome, all of you knowledge noggins, to episode 4, as we pick the sadistic brain of a man who deserves absolutely nothing more than death itself. I'm your host, Chet Banks, and you are tuning in to Pick the Mind. Pick the Mind. This episode might get a little disturbing for some, so be wary. I was going to get into his earlier life, but I wasn't able to find much information about that. But I guess it doesn't really matter because the guy was a genuine piece of shit. So let's just get into it. From a remote corner of the Philippines, Scully operated an atrocious business, creating live videos on the dark web of child sex abuse, which he would market globally to other sadistic pedophiles. He worked on the dark web on what they would call the Red Room, where these horrors would take place. If you have never been to the dark web, I suggest you don't even try, because there's some terrible shit. Seriously, there's some terrible shit there. There's some evil shit that goes on there. Like people who pay to watch other people get murdered on a live stream. What the fuck? I guess they get their rocks off watching that shit, and that's just pure evil, and those people need to fucking die. Because that's disgusting. Back in 2011, Scully arrived in Manila. He was fleeing from Victorian fraud and deception offenses over a property scheme that was over $2 million from 20 investors in a real estate scam. Later, Scully reportedly brought his girlfriend, a teenage Malaysian girl named Ling, where he would pimp her out as an escort to participate in suburban sex parties. Scully went to the Philippines, where he began the pedophile ring and pay-per-view videos on the dark web. One of the victims who was videoed and sold over the internet was a 5-year-old girl who was hung upside down while Scully and 2 accomplices raped and tortured her. What the fuck is wrong with these people? One little girl had a lit candle put inside of her crotch. His accomplices Alvarez and Margallo also abused the children in Scully's videos. What is wrong with people on the dark web? One instance involved 2 cousins aged 9 and 12, which Scully's former child prostitute coaxed the 2 girls back to Scully's home with the promise of food, were then forced to perform sex acts on each other, which was photographed and videoed, because he's a fucking pervert. They were also sexually abused by Scully. The girls were kept chained in dog collars, and after attempting to escape, the 2 girls were forced to dig 2 holes, which were told would be their own graves. But Alvarez took pity on the 2 girls and let them escape. The 2 cousins went straight to the police, and Alvarez was arrested while Scully went on the run. Yeah, run, bitch. Run, you scared motherfucker. Daisy's Destruction. This is a video. That was the title of the most heinous video that was filmed by Scully. It was so extreme that most people thought it was just an urban legend. Scully sold Daisy's Destruction to his clients for $10,000 in 2012. It features the torture and brutal rape of a number of girls by Scully's hand. The 3 girls were Liza, age 12, Cindy, age 11, and Daisy, who was only 18 fucking months old. That is so messed up. 18 months old? Scully had his former prostitute, age 19, take part in Daisy's destruction as the mistress and mental ruin of Daisy, as she was to learn how to please her mistress. Okay. Scully put the video out under his No Limits production company, selling it to other pedophiles via the dark web. One of Scully's biggest purveyors of child pornography, Matthew Graham, acquired the video to attract more viewers to his network of websites. Matthew was apprehended at age 22. He was 22 years old and he's doing that shit? Damn, he had a fucked up life. His childhood must have really been shit. While the authorities searched for Scully in the Philippines, investigators managed to uncover the fates of the 3 primary victims of Daisy's destruction. Liza was found alive, as was Daisy, but her treatment from the hands of Scully was so vicious that she had lasting physical injuries on her body and face and wherever else. But 11-year-old Cindy was murdered by Scully after continuous rape, torture, and she was strangled to death with a rope and put her in her grave that she had dug herself. And it was all videotaped. I wish they could just shut the dark web down. I don't know if you could. But on February 20th, 2015, Scully was gradually tracked down in the Philippines and was finally arrested. He had 6 warrants for his arrest for the abduction and rape of the 2 cousins. Sick fuck. Scully faced 75 charges and was on trial with others who assisted in the production of his pornography, including 4 men. His homies, his homeboys. Christian Rausch, Filipino Lau, Althea Chia, and a Brazilian doctor, Haniel Oliveira. He was denounced as guilty. Well, fuck, he better be denounced as guilty. I don't see how you could find him not guilty. What, some judge is like, oh, it's okay, that stuff happens, just give him another chance. In October 2015, a fire severely damaged the evidence room, which contained Scully's computer logs and videos, destroying the key evidence. Burn, motherfucker, burn. Some believe Scully had bribed a local police officer because corruption in the Philippines is quite high. Quite high indeed. Margaret Aculo, an expert child abuse investigator, said this was the worst case she had ever seen, and I agree. It's the worst case I've ever heard of. I don't really know of any child abuse cases, but pretty sure you can't get much worse than this. So there was an interview with Scully. There's a 60 minutes interview. He said a few things. I'm just going to quote him a little bit. But it doesn't like it matters, because nothing he says is going to justify anything he did. So why does it fucking matter, bro? Well, apparently he had a journal he kept in that he claimed could explain the reasonings behind his actions. And he said only a psychiatrist could determine that. Scully was evasive when asked his questions, like, he said stuff like, "Are we done here? It seems like we're going around in circles." The interviewer would ask him more questions, and all he would say is, "Ask the psychiatrist that question." This guy was clearly mental in his brain. He has a brain that's fucked up. Not suitable for society. Not suitable for anything but to be locked away. Where's the death penalty? Well, residents are pushing for the death penalty, but there's a chance he might dodge that bullet. I'm not sure how. Either way, he's locked up, and that's great news. Keep that motherfucker locked up behind those bars, you know what I'm saying? Also, he was demanding. I guess in jail, he was like, "Give me a cell phone. Give me some dinner and food." He claimed he wanted food and a phone. But rumor has it that he somehow made a phone call, likely to his chain of command, but who knows what was said. Frankly, I don't care what he said. I don't want to hear anything he says. So having said all of that, this is part of the show where I usually dive into interesting facts that I do on all my shows, the segment for that. But let's be honest, there's obviously nothing interesting about Peter Scully. Maybe I'll do a disgusting facts. Nah, we already talked about that shit up above. Oh, let me see here. Oh, I have an idea. How about one random fact? Why, sure, yes. Why the fuck not? A random fact, that's a good idea. Random fact. So fucking random. Yeah, you like that little intro, don't you? I just made that on the fly because I don't actually have a random fact segment in my shows. So I just went and threw that together for this episode. Maybe I'll use it again later on. Did you know kangaroos have 3 vaginas? Yeah, what the fuck? I sure the fuck didn't. 3 vaginas. Wow. Which one should I pick first? Oh my god. And I guess koalas, wombats, and Tasmanian devils all share 3 vaginas. Oh, quite the threesome there, you know. That would be quite the animal threesome. The side vaginas on the kangaroo carry the sperm to the 2 other uteruses, and I guess there's 2 random facts here, because I guess the male kangaroo has 2 pronged penises, which is interesting. While the vagina in the kangaroo of the female The middle vagina sends out the baby into the world, and the other two vaginas, I guess, hold sperm or something. Hey, nice vaginas. Well, so that's pretty random, wasn't it? And put a little light on this dark episode. So now you have a fun little random fact to tell your mom and dad and friends. Shit, you might as well tell everybody about the 3 vagina-toting kangaroo. Also, did you know baby poop is 90% sugar? Me neither. Do you know why? Because I just made that shit up. But the triple vagina is totally true. Unless the internet is lying to me. Anywho, knowledge noggins, that will do it for episode 4. What the fuck is episode 5 about? Well, I'm about to tell you. Episode 5 will be about spoons. Just kidding. That'd be fucking weird. I don't think it's possible to do an entire episode on spoons, but maybe you could. If you knew your spoons, you could probably do a whole episode about them. You know, some are steel, some you might have wooden spoons, plastic spoons, and that's about it for that. Ha. But maybe chopsticks, because they're fucking complicated as fuck. So yeah, episode 5 will be about coconut water. No, maybe not. Not that either. Just kidding. No coconut water or spoons. So what will episode 5 be about? I want to do something more positive in episode 5. Something not so gloomy, like parking lots. Nah, parking lots is boring as shit. They're just made of rock and tar. No. That's stupid. Anybody could talk about parking lots. But no, really, episode 5 is going to be about marijuana propaganda. Yep. Why not? Those are hilarious these days, especially these days, considering how legal it is with pharmacies and like Colorado. You just go to Colorado and buy weed. It's easy to get weed. So marijuana propaganda, episode 5. So yeah, that'll do it. Thank you for tuning in, and I genuinely hope you enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for more. Much love, and peace out.